So you may remember a few years ago, I did a DIY drawstring bag video. Well, ever since I kind of wanted to do a do-over. So today we're gonna be making a drawstring backpack. And all you're gonna need is some fabric. I'm using a nylon so that this will be kind of water resistant because it's basically gonna be like a gym bag because you know, hashtag New Year's resolutions. You'll also need some parachute cord, and these little silver findings are actually optional. Last, you just need some thread. And I swear this actually matched when I was looking at it in the store, but you could also use contrasting thread like black or white, which I'm gonna be using. Oh, and you'll also need a sewing machine. So first you want to spread out your fabric, and now is normally when I would suggest that you iron it, but because this is nylon, I put a piece of regular cotton on top so that the iron wasn't making contact with the fabric directly. Then you want to determine what size you want your bag to be. This I believe is 16 inches by 15.5, and I'm just kind of quickly making some notes of how tall I want the tunnel to be that the cords are going to go through. So ultimately I'm going to fold down the top a 1/2 inch and then fold that down again, but first we're going to sew the side seams, and I'm going to do that by stopping 2 inches shy of the top of the fabric. And when you cut your fabric, naturally you're going to cut it on the fold. So the bottom of the bag is going to be my bottom seam. So when you cut on the fold, you basically eliminate the need of having to have a seam at that location. The full length of the fabric is actually 32. Also right now, you're looking at the right side of my fabric, meaning if this fabric were to have a print or design on it, this would be the side that is most visible. Now, because of the fabric that I'm using, you probably can't tell the difference. And if you're having that same issue, what I suggest doing is taking a little bit of like washi tape and putting that on the right side. So I'm gonna put that on the front and back of my right sides so that you guys can differentiate when you see me sewing. And really you can use whatever you want. Washi tape is technically removable, so it's not going to be so sticky that you can't get it off, and it's definitely not going to leave a residue. So now you actually want to flip your fabric the opposite way, meaning you want right sides together. And as you can see, both of my stickers are facing inward. So now you have your main piece, which is the body of the bag. But if you want to do this extra step, what you want to do is cut a length of fabric that is 1 inch wide. The length doesn't really matter, which I'm going to cut in half, and then I'm actually going to cut it even more. But as you can imagine, sewing a longer piece is better than sewing a short one, so we'll just trim it later. Then I'm going to fold in each side 1/4 inch and do a top stitch, which is just holding down that fold. Now to these pieces, I'm going to insert a jump ring, but again, remember this step is optional. Before sewing the body of the bag, you can now insert this 3/4 inch from the bottom of your side seam. You either want to pin this in place, assuming that your fabric would allow it, or you can again use some washi tape to just kind of hold it there. Then insert your fabric into your sewing machine, making sure again that you want to start or end 2 inches shy of the top of your bag. Now, as you guys can see, I don't have any pins in my fabric. So what I do is I just create tension and I tug slightly. You'll also notice that my sewing machine has a guide for seam allowance. However, these lines stop and start pretty short. So if you don't have these, or if you need to extend them to keep your seam allowance consistent, again, you can take your washi tape and use that as a guide. So as you can see here, I've extended it all the way down because when I'm sewing, I'm actually not looking at the fabric. I'm looking at the edge of the fabric. I used 5/8 inch as my seam allowance, but you can definitely change this depending on how much excess fabric you want inside of your bag. So this video isn't going to really go into how to use your sewing machine, but if you guys do want a video dedicated to tips and pointers, then just leave a comment down below. One thing that you should definitely know when using a sewing machine though is that you do have a backstitch button. This throws your stitching into reverse, so you do want to use that at the beginning and end of all of your seams because it secures the stitches so that they don't come out. So now that the side seams are done, I'm going to fold down that 1/2 inch at the top of my fabric that I mentioned before. And normally I would just iron this in, but like I said, since I can't use a high heat setting on my iron and create really crisp folds, I'm just going to stitch it down. And I use that same method of just holding tension into my fabric, and thankfully I can keep it pretty consistent by just eyeballing it. So now we're going to fold the fabric down again, and before I sew this, I'm going to open up my side seam and I'm going to fold the corners of my bag in so that they're completely finished like so, because this part will be visible when we turn the bag right side out. So now I've inserted the fabric into my machine so that the right side is facing up, which is why you can't see the top stitches that I sewed on the opposite side. So now we're completely done sewing the bag and we can flip it right side out. Now when turning your bag inside out, in order to get those corners out, what I like to do is just cut some of the seam allowance on an angle. To get a perfect 90-degree angle on the corners, I take a chopstick, go into the inside of the bag and push until I get a crisp corner. And if you used washi tape, you can now remove them because we are done with the body of the bag. Now we just need to thread the cord. For the purposes of this video, so that I could fit everything into frame, I actually just measured my cord 24 inches and then I folded it in half, giving me a total of 48 inches. However, this is entirely too short unless you are a very petite person or making this for a child. So be sure to measure your straps and then give yourself an extra 6 to 8 inches for good measure. So with my cord still folded in half, I'm going to take the loop end and insert it into either the jump ring that I put on the side seam of the bag and looping it through to create a knot like so. Or you can do this same exact step on a clasp. And this is just another way to customize the look of your bag. But again, if you haven't done these parts of this tutorial, then just skip to the next step. So now I'm just positioning my cord so that taking the cord that's closest to the side seam, I'm going to go through the tunnel or channel that's facing me and feed that all the way through until it comes out the other side. Then go through the back tunnel with the remaining cord. Again, until it goes out the other side. Then I'm going to take these two ends and overlap them and put a stitch on both ends. Now you'll probably notice that your cords are starting to fray. So what you can do to finish that off is trim away the excess. Use some fray stop, crazy glue, or nail polish to kind of glue the fibers together. And the reason that we overlap them is so that we can hide the unfinished ends inside of the tunnel. So now on the opposite side, we just do the exact same steps that we did before. Taking the cord closest to the side seam and putting that through the front channel, and then the outermost cord and putting that through the back channel. So now looking back on this project, I feel like it probably looks a little bit more intimidating than it actually is. So if you guys want me to do some more beginner sewing projects, feel free to leave some suggestions in the comments of what exactly you want me to make. But if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And also click on the eye in the right hand side of the screen and take one of the poll questions so that I know what video you guys want me to upload next. Bye.